But then again, you know, he made just wanted a card. You know, like throw my guy there. I want to draw a card.
Charles is going first because he was first out of the Swiss, I believe. They drew in the final round of the Swiss.
Yeah. Yeah, Gindy was top of the standings.
Going to 6, it looks like. Reid Duke calmly keeps his 7. Reid Duke has got StarCityGames.com double strike.
Yeah.
Both a StarCityGames.com t-shirt and a StarCityGames.com hoodie. In fact, he's sitting next to a StarCityGames.com enrobed judge. So, home team.
Well, Gindy...
What? But Gindy lives in Roanoke, so so no.
Yeah, he's pretty home team too. He just wears a different shirt, so...
All right. Gindy randomizes his deck. Reid Duke further randomizing Gindy's deck.
Yeah.
Gindy going to pick up 6. Reid on the draw. I think being on the play is very, very helpful for Wolf Run in this matchup. I didn't see Charles lay out 6 cards.
Neither did I. So
Shoebox, what's going on? Why didn't Gindy pick up 6 cards?
Or did he look and we didn't see? Is he going to 5 here, or is this just still shuffling?
Oh, maybe Reid shuffled in the middle and then Gindy? Okay. Seems weird.
Yeah. Okay. It seemed like he presented to Reid, Reid gave it back, and then Gindy started shuffling.
Yeah, not typical tournament procedure.
Yeah. It was just a little confusing. But anyway, right. Gindy keeps his 6, and now gets Taxian Probe.
Ponder, Accelerator, total of 2 lands, but he has a Ponder. Is that Thragtusk as his last card?
It is. So he's got Thragtusk, Rampant Growth, Ponder, Solemn Simulacrum, Glimmer Post, and Hinterland Harbor. So Hinterland Harbor's coming in tapped.
Likely to come into play on turn 1, followed by a Glimmer Post for Rampant Growth. It's really, like I was saying a second ago, being on the play, you're way safer with that hand because you really need the Rampant Growth to hit. Mm-hmm. And Gindy's going to have an opportunity to leak the Rampant Growth. He knows that Reid's hand is fragile.
No leak in his hand. It looks like he's got Geist, Ponder, Snag, and maybe Snapcaster. That card on the end looks very dark. Could be Thought Scour, right? He plays Thought Scour as well, right? He does. 2 copies. Did he just... Oh,
okay.
Okay. They just requested that he shuffle. The judge requested, you said? Okay. Head judge requested that he shuffle more notes.
So Gindy's just going to...
Snapcaster Probe here. And we see... that
what's the land?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is that
it's a Copperline Gorge.
Okay, man, just seeing the edge of it makes it look like a completely different land. Not seeing the red.
So probably Reid will play the Copperline Gorge, right? Because if he Rampant Growths here, Copperline Gorge will come into play tap next turn. Yeah. So Copperline Gorge, plays the Farseek. Presumably he'll get Island, I think.
Yep, there it is.
All right. So gets Island because Frost Titan's double blue. He has double green already in play. In the case that he has to cast Temporal Mastery. So Saint Traft in for 2. Reid will presumably play a Solemn Simulacrum this turn.
Right, get in the way of that Geist.
Yeah, and then Charles will probably make him pick it up and then attack for 8.
Yep.
Good morning, everybody.
Seems like the way it will likely go.
Legacy open registration that we have on the left-hand side.
Glimmer 1, unless Reid has a Whipped Flare, which would be insane.
Yeah, we've seen the insanity that is Whip Flare when Reid Duke is wielding it. So for those of you, those of you just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco in the booth with Michael J. Flores, and we're watching Game 1 of the finals of the StarCityGames.com Open Series Standard portion between Charles Gindy with Blue White Delver and Reid Duke with Wolf Run Rug. And Reid Duke dispatched his Delver opponent in the form of Ben Lundquist last round.
In a fine match.
Yeah. Last round, I guess it was still last round in the semifinals. He's hoping to do the same thing here, but Gindy's got slightly kind of different build not the Augur of Bolas version. He has a Hero of Bladehold and Geist of St. Trav. So
Benny had a couple of Geists, I
yeah,
believe,
you
but
just never saw
his deck
him,
isn't
actually,
like
yeah.
fundamentally offensive. He's got like a Resto Angel, Upsy Downsy, and then win with Rune Chancer's Pike after sculpting a game. A lot of card advantage.
So, as we thought, Solemn Simulacrum comes down for Reid Duke, and now Gindy, who decides to ponder and then Vapor Snag the Simulacrum.
Attack for 8.
Swing for 8 here with Geist of St. Traft and Snapcaster, along with a giant deck box. 4-power deck box.
Gindy not going to play a land?
There's the land from Gindy and passes back. So
Titan could hit here. All kinds of pop. Hey, do we see a Thragtusk?
there is a Thragtusk in Reid's hand, yeah.
Oh,
And Bonfire off the top.
Solo Cavern of Souls is not going to stop that. So presumably Reid is going to put. He can put 2 into it, and then if he has a 1, 2, 3. No, there's no reason not to push it all the way, is there? Unless maybe he has a Farseek or something.
Yeah, that's about the only thing. Like if he wants to like mana ramp here, you know. What else are his 2-drops?
All accelerate. No, he's putting it all in.
Yeah.
Devastating turn for Reid Duke.
Yeah.
I think his ramp deck is just too good against these Delver decks, it looks like. He's playing against awesome opponents, and they have to. And Benny had to play so well to beat him yesterday, you know?
Right.
Like, and the cards in this deck are just manhandling the Delver decks. So, Snapcaster Ponder, perhaps. He knows that there's a whatever the bomb is, there's a bomb coming.
Right.
Right?
He knows that there's a Thragtusk in Reid's hand, so he can at the very least, expect a Thragtusk.
And he knows that there's 2 Solemn Simulacrums. We're already at the point in the game where Solemn Simulacrum is resolved the first time, so the implication is most of Reid's support cards will just resolve now, right?
Yeah, so here comes Snapcaster Ponder, I believe.
Ponder.
Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Can't quite see what he took.
I think there's a Delver.
Is Gindy's hand Delver Thought Scour? Is that what that
the
looks
hand
like
on the left has a Thought Scour. Are those 2 Delvers?
I think it's Delver.
I'm pretty sure there's a Delver in his right hand as well.
Yeah. His right hand is the top of this library.
Yeah.
And he keeps. Draws.
It looks like Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
So
plays Delver of Secrets, passes back.
Reid's probably going to play like Thragtusk or bigger here.
Yep. We don't know that he has bigger in his hand, but we know that he has Thragtusk. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
he's gonna. Oh wow, no Thragtusk yet. He
probably
could just get a
digging
land
for
and Thragtusk.
6th land and then Thragtusk.
Yeah, and there's an island there. So Ponder. He keeps, draws, presumably island. If he plays island, we'll know that's what he kept. He does play island.
And Thragtusk.
There's the Thragtusk.
So I think Charles has to play down all these Delvers and hope that no Whip Flares / Bonfire hits, because.
So it looks like Delver of Secrets, in response to the trigger, Thought Scour happens, and now Delver looks like it's not going to flip. I don't know.
I don't think he revealed yet.
He didn't reveal. He looked. Or, right?
No, well, he knew what the top card was.
Right. So
he
he Thought Scoured,
knowing that he would miss.
Right.
So drew a card, which was deeper than he had seen earlier.
Exactly. So he does. So he looked with Delver and decided to Snapcaster Thought Scour. So whatever it was.
It was a hero.
It was a hero,
well,
yeah.
He has a hero in his hand as well, I think.
And 2 in his graveyard that just got Thought Scoured away. Yeah, the first Thought Scour drew the hero, yeah. It dumped 1 and drew 1, right? Like 1 went into the yard and then he drew 1 off of it.
So Charles's land was really unfortunate there, being a Plains. He couldn't play another Delver of Secrets.
Yeah. But He just dug pretty deep into his library.
He didn't really fix his hand, right?
No.
He's just like dumping some cards into his graveyard and drawing different cards.
Right.
So if he has a lot of Snapcaster Mages, perhaps he has some additional flexibility. But it just looks like he dumps creatures and land.
Yeah.
But he's not playing a Runechancer's Pike deck, so
it's not as good here,
jazzing
yeah.
up his graveyard isn't doing anything.
So Thragtusk into the red zone here for Reid Duke, and Gindy, I believe, is just not blocking. We have Snapcaster Mage for Reid Duke and Bonfire. It's just a Bonfire for 1. Kill all your guys. Wow, Snapcaster Bonfire. That's not something you see all the time.
I think he's probably going to play like the big man down. Ponder first. Get rid of this noise.
Yeah.
That one Snapcaster Mage has done some work for Reid.
Yeah, it seems like it
My
clears
God.
the board every time it shows up.
What is that?
Mana
Monolith?
Leak. Hero of Bladehold from Gindy. At 6 life.
Multiple bonfires and swings from gigantic monsters will do that.
Yeah.
Like, knowing your opponent's deck list is insane, right? Reid knows that there's no Day of Judgment coming this game. Like,
you can just go ahead and.
he knows that
overextend.
there's no Runechancer's Pike that can win out of nowhere. Charles's cards are good, but they all have to be on the battlefield first. No surprises. There's not even Moorland Haunt in this version. No surprises. So he has so much information. He can just like plot out the exact right sequence.
Takes a peek at Gindy's graveyard. Where
Trivia question.
we had to come up with one, but actually I have this one I was gonna ask. Remember the
Well, that is a good card.
Yeah, that's that one. What is it? Primeval Titan? I think? Yeah, that's it.
Kessig Wolf Run.
Oh, is that what you were referring to?
That's it.
Gindy's gonna Kessig Wolf run right into the next game here.
All right, so between now and the start of the next game, between Charles Gindy, U.S. National Champion, Pro Tour Champion, and Reid Duke, Mox Champion, Grand Prix Champion.
Also, I believe SCG Open Champion at some point.
Was he?
I feel like it wasn't that long ago, actually. Didn't he win? Maybe I'm wrong.
These guys have got a lot of brass.
Wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between now and their next game, Joseph is going to ask you a question.
Yeah. So are we still giving away Gen Con badges? All right. So we're gonna give away a Gen Con badge to the random correct answer here of this particular trivia question. So tweet your answer with the hashtag SCG Premium down there, and a random correct answer will win a Gen Con badge. So we're in DC this weekend, as we've said multiple times. There were 629 players for the event, for the standard event, which that's a lot of players, but it is not the record. The record is 693, which was last February 2011, the end of the month. What city holds the record for attendance for the Star City Games Open Series? For a Gen Con badge. Do you know, Mike?
I know.
You know, because I've mentioned it about 10 times this weekend.
No comment.
Okay. So,
Only comment is that I know.
what city holds the attendance record for the StarCityGames.com Open Series? Today we're in Washington, D.C. Where were we then?
Oh, Adam Prosak says that San Jose last year, top four was Bertoncini, Kibler, Matt Nass, and Prozac.
That's a pretty
That's
sick
pretty
one too,
good.
yeah.
They have
That is
a
a
Pro
good
Tour
one.
champion.
That's right, I was there too.
Prosac's a Grand Prix champion.
Kibler was playing Call Go at that event.
Go.
Call Go, because this was January, this was before the Pro Tour. And I don't think.
I think this one's stronger still.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. I think it's arguably.
I mean,
stronger.
actually, that one had a Hall of Famer.
It did.
That's
I mean, I don't think there needs to be a clear winner. Obviously, that one was awesome. This one is awesome.
All right, fans at home, which one do you think is awesomer? Bertoncini, Kibler, Matt Nass, Prozac, or today's Reid Duke, Charles Gindy, Beatdown Benny, and Josh Cho?
These are all going to get mixed up with the premium answers.
Don't say on SCG Premium. Just be like,
well,
yo,
obviously, but the thing
Live.
is, everybody writes at SCG Live all the time when they even though they don't have.
I
to.
don't sort through the answers. This doesn't sound like a Mike's problem. People are always saying something to me. I'm like, this doesn't sound like a Mike problem. This sounds like your problem.
Fine.
All right. Charles shuffling. Reid shuffling. Reid presenting. Looking over a deck list there.
Washington, D.C. certainly draws a lot of players.
Yeah.
Consistently, it seems like. That's where we are today.
Look at the speed with which Reid Duke is shuffling those cards. I have to imagine that if that were a Battle of Wits deck, he would be able to randomize it inside of 3 minutes.
I was going to say it reminds me of Kenny Mayer yesterday with the. I think that's how Kenny Mayer. He looks like he's in pretty good shape, probably from just shuffling Battle of Wits decks.
I mean, you can learn to do anything, right?
Yeah.
There are people who can run a marathon every day. Can you imagine that? Like, they can literally run a marathon every day.
What's that guy that I think they just call him like the marathon, ultra marathon man?
There's
there's probably several.
A couple of ultra marathon runners.
I read his book.
Can you imagine running 300 marathons in a year? I mean, that's insane, right? Like the notion that you can't like shuffle a battle deck between rounds is ludicrous compared to other things that human beings are capable of.
Yeah, it's
physically.
definitely capable of it. It's a matter of being like annoying or tedious.
No, I'm not saying everyone knows how to do that today. I'm saying that if there's such thing as ultra marathon runners, the effort of shuffling a Battle of Wits deck seems significantly less Herculean.
I agree, but I still give Kenny Mayer and all the other Battle of Wits challenge players props for bringing a deck that
I am very much not
foot
criticizing
off the table.
them. I think they are.
You're saying they're not as good as marathon runners.
Ultra marathon runners. Charles is tanking. I don't know if he likes his hand. Reid looks like he's happy with this. I mean, as happy as his game face gets anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So
and Charles
for people who win
to 6.
Trivia, they just need to follow SCG Live, and we will direct message them the details. Okay, just wanted to mention that to anybody who is a potential trivia winner, and Nick Anderson, who just asked on
This
Twitter.
sounds like a sick ploy to get extra Twitter followers. Pathetic Star City Games.
Hey, if you want the prize, you have to at least follow SCG Live. What's that? I'm having trouble hearing you.
All right. So it looks like Charles is going to 6. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
So, just to mention it, if you cannot attend Gen Con, please don't enter the contest to win a Gen Con badge, because what you're doing is just taking that away from somebody who would presumably actually attend. So, if you want to go to Gen Con and you want a badge and you can go to Gen Con, tweet your answer. But if you win the badge and you can't go, like if you've already entered, maybe say, hey, choose another winner.
Shoebox is Charles going to 5.
Charles Gindy going to 5. And I don't think he's being sarcastic about it either. I don't think that was a sarcastic, I'm going to 5. Just kidding.
Oh, you're referring to his T-shirt.
His T-shirt.
How coy. How coy.
It's just one of my many talents.
If you're just joining us, I'm Michael J. Flores. I am joined by Joey Pasco. This is the finals of the Star City Games Open Series Standard Open in Washington, D.C.
This has been so much fun. I just want to cover another format in a few hours.
The combatants, Charles Gindy Pro Tour champion, U.S. national champion. Reid Duke, Mox champion, Grand Prix champion. Joey claims he's some sort of Star City champion as well.
I have to look it up.
He is the champion of the hearts and souls of all the Magic fans out there on the internet, standing against the Delver Menace.
I'm pretty sure Reid won something recent, like a Star City Open in the last few months.
Charles opens on Ponder via Seachrome Coast. His hand, it looks like land, Geist of St. Traft. I don't know what the center card is. And it looks like he's keeping his top 3. He obtained what looks like a Glacial Fortress. Reid Duke, Hinterland Harbor, no play. Charles Island, pass. If this is anything like the last few games... Oh, Reid Duke, no second turn accelerator. Geist of St. Traft from Charles Gindy. Reid Duke, probably just going to whip flare here.
And there it is. And
Mutagenic growth. Woo! Charles Gindy
with the
came
spikes.
to play. I'll take 2 rather than my friend Geist of St. Traft here. Take 6, Reid Duke.
Reid Duke now to 14.
Wow, an earth-shattering mutagenic growth. But if Reid just plays a Solemn Simulacrum here, the blue-white Delver decks, Geist of St. Traft will be contained.
At least temporarily.
Reid Duke, Cavern of Souls. Is it probably named Giant if he didn't play anything?
Yeah.
Charles Gindy, in for another 6 damage. Reid Duke is next to dead. Thrag Tusk would be really good. Ooh, another
Second
Cavern of
Cavern,
Souls.
and
there's the
Thrag
Thrag Tusk.
And presumably it's an uncounterable Thrag Tusk.
Presumably Charles Gindy's like, I can't believe it, Cavern of Souls. And I think he said it exactly like that.
Exactly like that, yeah. I kind of heard him.
Talran Sky Summoner.
Gonna summon some Drakes.
Wow, Charles Gindy came to play. It looks like he's got Monolith in his hand, which is like the worst Monolith he's ever looked at.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it counters like a Bonfire of the Damned or something.
So just to mention what we were talking about, Reid Duke did win just in June in Worcester, Massachusetts with Reanimator in the Legacy Open. So first place. I knew it was like just this summer and could not remember which city it was. Started to doubt myself.
So Charles Gindy, Talran Sky Summoner on his side of the table, creates flying Drake creatures
that die to Whip Flare and Bonfire very easily.
But go right over Thrag Tusk.
Yeah.
Is that another?
1,
Thrag
2,
Tusk?
3, 4, 5. Thrag Tusk number
wow.
2.
Reid
Wow.
Duke is really not interested in playing a game of Magic the Gathering
Not
with
at all.
Charles
He's
Gindy.
like, hey, I started at 30 this game, by the way.
Can Charles Gindy get... You know what would be awesome? Sleep. The blue Bonfire.
The blue Bonfire, says Glenn Jones.
Glenn Jones. There's not too many cards that can shut down Thrag Tusk without giving away so much tempo, but Sleep actually generates a huge amount of tempo, especially when combined with common blue-white Delver tool, Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah. Sleep, Snapcaster, Sleep. Meanwhile, I'm attacking you.
It really
Seems
looked like
there's
Charles
something-
came to play, and now double Thrag Tusk has got him in a vice-like grip. Charles tanking. He's starting to count, actually. So I think that Charles is thinking about maybe some way to go over the top.
He's probably thinking, I should have played 244 cards in my deck.
I don't think he's thinking that.
No?
Seeing as he's made the finals of this tournament, I doubt very much he's saying.
But he lost game 1. And who knows, if he would have just been able to play Battle of Wits,
He would have gone 5-3 and dropped.
Vapor Snag your Thrag Tusk.
How much does that stink?
So that's gonna give him a Drake.
Not just give him a Drake, but it puts
give
a
Reid
Thrag
a
Tusk
beat.
back in his...
Sure, and the Thrag Tusk back in his hand. Yeah, but he's doing it for some reason here.
It's just...
So he is... Alright, so he's attacking with Geist of St. Traft and Talrand. And now he Beast blocks the Geist of St. Traft. Gindy mutagenic growths the Geist of St. Traft, so it kills the Beast and gives him another Drake. So he ends the turn with one less Thrag Tusk on the board, one more in Reid's hand.
Pushes 6 in with another 4 back, right?
Yeah. So Reid Duke down to 11 here, a virtual 16 with the Thrag Tusk in his hand.
But you know what? If Charles has 2, like a Snapcaster Mage getting mutagenic growth not only would generate a Drake, but can push 2 more damage in, Reid's actually pretty close to dead, I think. Like, based on an alpha, including an angel, so he's on 11, right? So, virtual
so if he plays Thrag Tusk here, he's at 16, right?
But I think Charles needed to enable just getting those Drakes down. You go like 4/4, probably chump block at some point, because he's at 11, so 2 swings from a Thrag Tusk puts him in a position where he can no longer use Phyrexian mana, right? So I think Charles is probably planning to chump block with something next turn, and then on the last turn probably get through with both an Angel and like maybe 3 Drakes. So,
well, there's the Thrag Tusk as
I don't know if Charles has in his hand right now, but if he can get a 3rd Drake down, that looks like that's not going to happen. Reid did not attack. All right, that's not what Charles wanted to draw. His other spell is a Mana Leak, right?
Yeah, he's got a Mana Leak, and what did he draw?
A land.
Ah.
I think Charles has to just swing for 4 in the air, putting Reid down to 12. I think if Reid does anything, Charles should just leak it.
Leak it to get a Drake. Whether or
then,
not it's
and then hope he draws a Snapcaster Mage, and if he draws a Snapcaster Mage, he can kill Reid as long as he's not dead. He has. Oh, this is tough because if Reid pushes both attackers, Charles can't afford to block because he needs
the Geist.
The Geist in order to make the Angel. Maybe he can block with Talrand. I mean, it depends if Reid does something pre-combat. If Reid attacks before playing a spell, I think it's very, very difficult for Charles.
Reid's going to attack before playing a spell, I would think.
Maybe
if he's going to attack. Okay, he's going to play a spell here.
And that's a hell of a spell.
Yeah, that's really...
And that's probably all she wrote.
Yeah, that Whip Flare completely negates everything. We were like, just Mana Leak it even if you can pay.
There's pretty much no point.
That's it, yeah.
And Charles Gindy extends the hand. Reid Duke, Wolf Run Blue, Wolf Run Rug, your Star City Games Open Series Washington, D.C. champion for August 2012.
So that's Reid Duke's 2nd Star City Open win. This his first time winning in Standard. At least, you know what? It could actually be, I could be wrong about that because when I searched his deck, he may have more. When I searched the deck